All right, everybody. Breaking news. President Trump expects Russian Ukraine deal. So we've heard a lot about this. We saw the press conference with President Zelensky and how he tried to placate to the American people live while JD Vance and President Trump while Vice President J.D. Vance and President Trump were speaking to him, and he was trying to argue. He speaks fluent English, so he didn't need an interpreter. So he figured he would use the live press conference as an opportunity to sway the American people to his side to give him more money. First of all, Zelensky entered into a war that he never had a chance to win. It was a proxy war. The Biden and Obama administration were using Zelensky. Obama replaced the previous Ukrainian president and installed President Zelensky in there. Obama and Biden thought that Hillary Clinton would win the 2016 presidential election. So Obama left 100 troops on the Poland-Ukraine border to agitate things with Vladimir Putin. Then before he left, he invited Ukraine into NATO. And at that time, Russia said, if the Ukraine joins NATO, that's means for war. And what happened was President Trump was elected, so there was a 4-year delay. Now, before Obama left, he did sign a FISA warrant so that the FBI could bug President Trump's Trump Tower. Also, he put things in, and he also allowed Hillary Clinton to put out there the Russian dossier that was fake. And so Obama set a lot of this stuff in motion. Ukraine and Russia would have gone to war in 2017 if Hillary Clinton were elected president. And that's and so you could tell if you follow the trail of the money trail, that's the reason why the Ukrainian government and Zelensky has received $350 billion in military aid, because you can't trace any of this money. They're trying to find this money and they don't know who it went to. They know it went to foreign governments that then kicked it back to the United States under USAID. But that is the reason why Democrats are in such an uproar, because they know that Doge and Elon Musk, when they're finished with their investigation and having access to the Treasury system, that's where they're going to be able to trace the payments. And that is the reason why you have the Democratic judges blocking Elon Musk full access to the Treasury, because the U.S. Treasury is the ultimate way to trace where the payments to foreign governments and foreign banks, where it's going and how that money is coming back. And that is the reason why these judges are assisting them. The judges aren't doing it just to thwart them. The judges must have, just like we found the judge in New York, his company is, he ordered that the money be unfrozen. And we come to find out that he is on the board of directors of a company that has received $40 billion over the last 20 years. So he's definitely going to be investigated. There are more political activist judges, and all of these judges are definitely, as we investigate into these judges, we'll find that they sit on the board of directors of a lot of these nonprofit 501(c)s that are promoting foreign aid and assistance to foreign governments and foreign nations. And lo and behold, they're receiving a kickback that comes through a part of being on the board of directors. And so what we see now is that the Democrats, when they're filing their lawsuits, they're going throughout the country and looking for mainly Obama, but Biden appointed judges. That's where they're filing their lawsuit. These judges are immediately setting up an injunction, and we need to investigate these judges because there has to be a connection. We're finding out that all of these members of Congress who are filing lawsuits in cahoots with these nonprofit 501(c)s, these labor unions, that they're getting money, remuneration, remuneration. That's what it is. Remuneration. Yes. So these members of Congress are receiving payment, and they're receiving remuneration for by lobbyists. They're being openly bribed with cash. And these judges, in addition, that are faced with lawsuits in their district, are also receiving kickbacks from members of Congress for approving or setting up injunctions against President Trump to block Doge from freezing up money. So we're seeing this trail, and we're seeing this happen over and over again. One of the funniest things that we've seen is that Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, and Fani Willis both had wide interpretations of the law, so that as the Attorney General and district attorneys, they were able to file suits against President Trump. And they did it under RICO guidelines. And we come to find out that Jack Smith, Fani Willis, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James all met in Washington, D.C. with Kamala Harris to come up with these RICO charges. And that is the definition of RICO charges: racketeering, conspiring with other people to do something illegal. And they've set themselves up, and none of these people, Fani Willis, Kamala Harris, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, none of these judges have received pardons, and they're going to be the first people that we investigate. So with that, it is just inevitable. Oh, I got another package. Okay, so it is inevitable that these people be investigated, because now we're seeing the trace in USAID. We've already found out that Chuck Schumer and Liz Cheney have received payments from USAID. There's a long trail. Now, Chuck Schumer is not pardoned, but Liz Cheney is. That's going to force Liz Cheney to give up information which will incriminate herself. She still has to show up and testify. And if she doesn't, that's contempt of court. If she gives false statements, that's perjury. If if they can trace her to any of the destruction, and she refused to honor any of the subpoenas for information and the hard drives. And now we're finding out they're destroyed. We're also finding out that members of the FBI are destroying hard drives as well. And now we have FBI agents, but that just all means that we need to reduce the amount of personnel in the CIA and the FBI. I believe we need to take a wrecking ball to the Pentagon and reclaim that land and reclaim that as a part of the District of Columbia. So I believe that Donald Trump will eventually get to that in the latter part of his 4-year term. But I believe right now we need to, and I don't believe the Epstein case is a priority. So the fact that AG Pam Bondi is dangling the Epstein flight logs and client list, she's not going to reveal that, because, like I said before, too many members of Congress, too many members of the FBI and CIA are a part of that. In addition, there's a connection between Epstein's Island, Comet Pizza, and all of a sudden, all of this information that led to the indictment on RICO charges of P. Diddy. How can P. Diddy be indicted on RICO charges and racketeering with himself? Okay, so I'm telling you guys, by April 1st, Pam Bondi is going to have to release P. Diddy, because he has been indicted for racketeering on RICO charges with himself. And it's not, you need a cartel, a group of people to collude with to be indicted on racketeering charges, because you need to have people that you're in collusion with, part of a cartel. And Fani Willis, Jack Smith, Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Alvin Bragg, they've all there's evidence that they've done this. In addition to that, Fani Willis's lover, when he was in court, his ex-wife already testified against Fani Willis's lover in divorce court, that Fani Willis and her lover were on trips using public money to do this. So she's already testified to mess him up. That guy is definitely going to prison, and they're definitely going to offer him a plea deal, because they're giving him a plea deal is going to allow them to take Fani Willis down. And so, and he's a part of that as well. Actually, he has knowledge of that. So to me, the play is going to be that at the end of the day, Fani Willis's lover is going to be the key to taking her down in this whole cabal of Jack Smith, Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Alvin Bragg, because Fani Willis's lover, when he was in divorce court, his ex-wife already testified and said specifically under oath that her husband and Fani Willis were taking trips to exotic places, and they were using public money, which is a federal crime as well as a state crime. And what's going to happen is to take down Jack Smith, Fani Willis, Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Alvin Bragg, they're going to use Fani Willis's lover as the person to offer a plea deal. So let's see if this guy winds up floating somewhere. Let's see how long this guy stays alive. But that's the key. That's where all of this is going. This week, I just believe what's going to happen is Trump is going to continue to win court cases. He'll eventually have full access to the Treasury. And this week is just going to be more revelation of corruption and who's getting payments. And then this week, they are still slow walking Lori Chavez, but that should be finally done. Linda McMahon, they have no reason. And then Elise Stefanik, all of these people except Lori Chavez DeRemer, they need to get her confirmed. With Linda McMahon, she's simply going to be closing the Department of Education. And Elise Stefanik, Donald Trump already wants to remove the United States, withdraw the United States from the United Nations. So those appointments aren't, dire appointments, but it would be great to have the Secretary of Labor so they can get labor policy going. With that, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll keep you updated on any developments. There's been hints that 400 tons of gold bars are missing from Fort Knox. So that implies that Donald Trump and Elon Musk have already visited Fort Knox in Kentucky, and they've already done an estimate that 400 tons of gold bars are already missing. We'll keep you posted on that. Also, let's give you an update on Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is still in the 80s. Bitcoin is down $8,287 to the price of $86,000. Let's see. Ethereum is definitely going to be down as well. Ethereum is down $389 to the price of $2,131. And this is market sentiment because there's a focus on digging up all this fraud, waste, and abuse. And S&P is down $100 to the price of $5,862. And last but not least, the Dow Jones. Let's see how far it's down, $718 to the price of $43,122. So you've heard it all right here with Crypto Kid on Crypto Kid TV. We will keep you posted. I don't expect any developments in the market for another 3 to 4 weeks. It'll be more of a lag, unlike the first Trump term. But once we get through more of this fraud, waste, and abuse, we'll have some more positive news for you. Thanks so much. God bless you.